Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this. They also have Eden 2. I see the vision, just let them have it. Now, in yesterday's video, I talked about Ripple and Ondo and BlackRock, but we also have Open Eden tokenizing T-bills on the XRP ledger. I just wanted to mention that because I think we're going to see a lot of other T-bills coming to the XRP ledger over time. I think this is going to gain a lot of momentum as the US shifts away from USDT to the XRP ledger and RLUSD. This comes from Archax. Equities and government debt are now on chain, powered by Archax, to be traded 24/7, used for payments, held in wallets, and pledged as collateral. We are working on tokenizing all asset classes, one by one. But they're not just going to use the XRP ledger. They're also going to utilize the XDC network, Stellar Network, Solana, Ox Polygon, Algo, Arbitrum, Ethereum, and Hedera. We're going to see the US debt spread out over multiple networks. That's what I see happening. But this is where the US debt is going to end up. Now, I know a lot of you also hold XDC, and in the comments section, when I'm talking about XRP getting involved with digital trade, you say to me, well, what about XDC? It's the king of digital trade. So let's put it into perspective. XDC holders, it's not just banks. Companies will hold too. Everyone is focused on banks buying XDC. But the real supply shock goes much deeper. Shipping giants, logistic firms, and supply chain networks will hold XDC as a settlement layer for global trade finance, not just banks. Now, I think XRP will be more utilized by the banks inside of digital trade, but XDC is going to continue to be the king of digital trade, because you're going to see a lot of tokenization on the supply chain as well. And now that the US wants to become a massive crypto hub, and they also are pushing very big towards AI, I think the next step for the US is to expand into digital trade. The rest of the world is already going in this direction. And that could be why XDC opened up an office in Washington, D.C. The network is coming together. It's not just going to be XRP moving the world's money. It's going to be a handful of utility-driven cryptocurrencies moving the world's money. XRP plays out as a safe haven in crypto. Take a listen to Brad here.
I am incredibly optimistic about the future of crypto, and if you had told me that over the last year you're going to have the Terra Luna fiasco, you're going to have the FTX meltdown, and you're going to have a banking meltdown in the United States servicing crypto, and yet Bitcoin would still be at roughly 27, 28, 30,000, I wouldn't have believed you. And it really, I think, speaks to the resilience of crypto and why so many people are looking to it as a long-term place of value, a long-term, even maybe safe haven. Now, I don't know that that plays out in 1 year or 2 years, but I do think if you look out over the long arc of time, these technologies are here to stay. They're serving a purpose. And the more we as a community and an industry focus on solving real problems, focus on the utility of crypto, I think the more we're going to see the industry thrive. Look, I think the destabilization of banking has been a major driver of crypto since the beginning of the crypto industry. And we go back to the original Satoshi Nakamoto Bitcoin white paper, really came out of the ashes, what I'll call the ashes of 2008, 2009 banking crisis. And I think we continue to see angst around banking be a driver of crypto interest and crypto adoption.
Back in 08 and 09, you had the beginning of Bitcoin rising out of the ashes of the 2008 crash. Out of the next crash, you're going to see the Phoenix rise, XRP, and it's the real Bitcoin. It's going to replace Bitcoin. Now, Brad was saying this back in 2023, and he was talking about the resilience of the price of Bitcoin. But how much of the price of Bitcoin is actually real value? Up to 95% of all Bitcoin volume is fake. Let that sink in. And understand this is the case where every crypto token out there. How? Think wash trading, unregulated exchanges, incentives from bad actors, bots, etc. So you are thinking about buying into crypto. You are thinking about buying into a supposed investment instrument, and you have no idea what's real and what's not. Might want to think that over again. And they're talking about the Bitcoin ETF. US ETF investors are exit liquidity, and the wash trading exchanges are making sure the price is high so they can extract as much value as possible out of US suckers. Right now, the hype for Bitcoin is at an all-time high. I said they got to get every last retail dollar into Bitcoin because they need that exit liquidity. And I said the price of Bitcoin is very manipulated as well. It's a meme coin, a glorified meme coin. And here again, how fake is the Bitcoin volume? 2019 Bitwise Asset Management Study, which analyzed 81 cryptocurrency exchanges, found that 95% of Bitcoin trading volume was fake. 2022 Forbes estimated that 51% of Bitcoin trade volume was fake. 2023 Crypto Compare found that 64% of Bitcoin volume on unregulated exchanges was fake, 36% unregulated exchanges. 2023 Chain Analysis estimated that 30 to 40% of all crypto volume was fake. And now we are in a bull run with the US president that launched his own shitcoin that already over 100,000 people have lost money. How much fake volume is that worth? 90%, 95%, higher. Yeah, higher. And you are thinking of trying your luck at crypto. If you invest in the right cryptocurrencies, you are investing in real volume, real value, because these are cryptocurrencies that are going to be utilized on a daily basis inside of a new financial system. But this is also why we now see regulations coming to the exchanges, KYC, AML, and so on. We also are about to see a clear path forward for crypto with full-blown crypto regulations in the United States. Now, regulations are not going to play out well for Bitcoin because of all the fake value sitting inside of Bitcoin already. And every single Bitcoin maxi looked at Howard Lutnick, President Donald Trump's nominee for Commerce Secretary and CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. Take a listen to what he says here. He distances himself from Tether. He even calls for a U.S. audit as well. So when the Bitcoin maxis are telling you Tether isn't going anywhere, he's saying something totally different. And I think Tether is finished in the United States. Take a listen.
Did you advise the president or anyone in his administration on his meme coins?
I did not.
Do you think the market needs to comply with audits about whether one-to-one ratios really exist on stable coins?
I believe stable coins, US dollar stable coins, should be audited, should be completely backed by US Treasuries 100%.
But how do we prove that if necessary is my question.
Well, an audit, US audit and one-to-one backed by US Treasuries. And lastly, you can't change the rules, meaning if someone has bought the stable coin, you can't change the price, right? If someone's made a deposit with you, you can't say on a withdrawal you're going to change the price.
So you really believe in a robust audit process and more opening than it exists today?
For sure.
Thank you. Okay, did you ever own Tether?
A Tether? No.
Any Tether? Any backdoor? Did you own Tether?
Cantor Fitzgerald, is that the correct? Me? No. Cantor Fitzgerald has no equity in Tether.
I'm not trying to be clever here. I'm trying to get, did you or Cantor Fitzgerald own Tether? Other than the one-to-one backing?
So, sorry, I'm trying to answer.
Did you as an investor ever invest or own Tether, or did anybody at Cantor Fitzgerald, other than the one-to-one backing, own Tether?
Cantor Fitzgerald owns a convertible bond with Tether.
So look at it like this. You see how he's trying to distance himself from Tether. That tells you there's issues with Tether. It's never going to pass U.S. regulations. We are going to have stablecoin regulations in 2025. And that could be the crash that we see, the next major black swan in crypto with the fall of Tether. And once again, just yesterday, 1 billion USDT minted at Tether Treasury. And you know that Tether is backed by nothing, and it's going to prop up the price of Bitcoin. So when Tether falls, 87% of the value in Bitcoin falls with it. And I think they're just waiting for the right time for the fall of Tether. Coinbase CEO warns Tether may face delisting under new U.S. stablecoin rules requiring full treasury backing. So what's going on right now? Right now, we're seeing T-bills getting tokenized on all these other networks, on the XRP ledger, on Hedera, on Stellar, XDC, and so on. The U.S. now has a place for those T-bills. They no longer need Tether going forward. And I think that's why you're starting to see the shift away from Bitcoin and towards digital assets and crypto. Then there's this, XRP, no capital gains tax. Bitcoin, 30% capital gains tax. Now, Trump has not announced this yet, but I do believe it is coming. And anybody, any investor, they're going to want to avoid capital gains tax. So the smart money is also going to shift away from Bitcoin and into U.S. cryptocurrencies. But you know, one thing I will say, I think and I believe all the mining, all the Bitcoin that is mined in the U.S. should not have capital gains tax on it. However, you will have to prove you're buying U.S. mined Bitcoin. I could see this being an issue down the road. We're just not quite there yet. But XRP is already positioned to take the #1 spot away from Bitcoin. When that happens, Bitcoin will never be the #1 cryptocurrency ever again, because the belief in it will leave once Bitcoin is no longer the #1 cryptocurrency. And when you say this, people laugh because they think that the price of Bitcoin is always going to go up from here. But crashes happen at the end of every cycle. Now, are we going to see another crypto cycle in 2028? I believe it's very unlikely because utility is going to change that. You're not going to have the volatility in crypto anymore. You either invest now while the prices are still very undervalued, or you just miss out on crypto. Sure, I think there's going to be new cryptocurrencies in the future, and most of them are going to have to solve a real world problem, or they're never going to pass regulations. But if you want to be an XRP investor, the time is now. Because once they flip that switch, that's it. We're not going to have these major pullbacks anymore either. Because you're going to have institution after institution jumping on board with XRP, jumping on board and locking away XRP. So how can you have those big dumps in crypto if you have continued value coming into this market? You can. Maybe you get a 5% or a 10% pullback here and there, but for the most part, you're going to have gradual upward movement. And I don't think it's just going to happen on XRP. I think it's going to be happening on HBAR and XLM and QNT, Algo, IOTA, ADA, XDC, and XLM, and so on. What I'm trying to tell you is this. This space is changing. We are going into a transparent time, a regulated time. The days of hype and speculation are coming to an end. The days of having something like Tether around are coming to an end. If it can't pass an audit, and it won't just be one audit, they're not just going to pick some random company to audit Tether. They're going to want to get multiple audits from multiple companies. And when Tether cannot pass these audits, it's finished in the United States. You see what's going on with Mika right now. It's going to happen here. It's going to happen in every other country as well. And when Tether falls, you will see the rise of USDC and RLUSD. And this is showing you how you will also see the rise of XRP and XLM. You'll also see the rise of XDC with digital trade, like I said at the beginning of this video. You're going to see the rise of HBAR with Drop and FedNow, and even with ISO 222. That's going to bring value to Algorand. IOTA is going to start to gain momentum because with the rise of AI, we're going to have the rise of smart cities and the Internet of Things. QNT is going to be the glue holding it all together. ADA is also going to gain a lot of momentum. It's a US-made cryptocurrency now. It made the list. Plus, ADA, they're already talking about moving Bitcoin over to the Cardano network. That's also looking very promising as well. ADA and Ripple coming together. What I'm telling you is, all you got to do is sit back and do nothing. You're already rich. It's just happening in slow motion. And until it does happen, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.